Make Your Mark has finally found its mark. If you don't know, MLP has had a new show running on Netflix recently. It started with a movie, and the movie was pretty good, but then the show was...
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court of...
Pretty much the entire first chapter looked like that. But finally, almost exactly 1 year after Make Your Mark has began, it has finally found its stride. And unfortunately, it looks like the series might be canceled. Earlier this month, as of recording, aka June, the newest chapter of G5 was released on Netflix. This is chapter 4. I don't have many complaints about it because it's actually pretty freaking good. Of course, there are some strange animation errors, for instance, Jazz Hooves ears, but they are so much less frequent than they were in the first few chapters. It is a night and day, pun intended, difference, and it's awesome. Like I said, Jazz Hoove is still missing her ears for some reason. I say for no reason, but there's actually a reason behind it, and that reason is going to be a new video coming out soon. Oh my god, we finally got more lore! Of course we had the lore dumps in the previous few chapters, but this is different. This is very, very much different, because now we know of a place called Skyros, where the Alicorns lived. We saw Princess Celestia and Princess Luna as fillies. Let's just say I lost my mind when I saw those two appear on screen. This means that Princess Celestia and Princess Luna were not only born as Alicorns, and didn't earn their wings or horns or both through the process of rapture, but there was an entire civilization of Alicorns in a place called Skyros. Now, this fabled Alicorn land was mentioned before, of course, in the Journal of the Two Sisters, but this is almost a retcon to something that said earlier during the season 6 premiere, where Princess Celestia says this.
The birth of an Alicorn is something Equestria has never seen.
What a liar. They're lying. There have been natural-born Alicorns, and they were both naturally born Alicorns, unless they ascended when they were newborns, which I don't think that's very likely. Let's also talk about the main villain, Opaline, because this goes right into it. Opaline isn't just the Alicorn of fire, she is a fire Alicorn. At some point in the very distant past, there was enough Alicorns to designate Opaline as not the Alicorn of fire, but a fire Alicorn. Do you see how that little difference makes all the difference in the world? Which that opens up the gateway to, well, water Alicorns, earth Alicorns, air Alicorns. It was all okay till the fire Alicorns attacked. So at one point, there was not only an entire race of Alicorns before the events of G4, and the way that Opaline explains it makes it sound like Alicorn of Sun and Alicorn of Moon were the exceptions. There was not like an entire group of Moon and Sun Alicorns, which then also probably means that the Princess of Love, Princess Cadence, is also the exception, because love is not an element. At least I don't think it is. By the way, we're all just kind of assuming that this high society of Alicorns just vanished one day. That might not be the case. They could still be around. Like, for instance, well, I'm gonna read it right off my notes. We got Queen Chrysalis, Twilight, Flurry Heart, Cozy Glow, Sunny, screw it while we're at it, Princess Big Mac, this random filly that appears in a dream, a drawing from a potion book, whoever Leon is at the bottom of the Wikipedia page, Skyla, and a construction worker. We solved it. The high race of Alicorns were all construction workers. Hello, it's after me to tell you more about this construction worker. His name is Rivet, and for some reason, he's the focus of a shot. This isn't some accidental left a wings ticked button. This is the focus of a shot that had to pass through Hasbro executives, and nobody caught Rivet the construction worker. What's even weirder is that through the rest of the episode, whenever he shows up, he's still an Alicorn. It wasn't like a thing in the moment, accident. They kept him being an Alicorn. It's so weird. To be fair, this episode also had Rick and Morty pony and Heisenberg pony, so it could literally just be the animators screwing around, so take that as you will. When Lauren Faust first developed G4, her idea was that the two Alicorn sisters were it. Those were the only two Alicorns. And although Twilight Sparkle was supposed to be their replacement, Twilight Sparkle in Lauren Faust's notes was never meant to be an Alicorn. So we go off the very, very, very bare interpretation of just Lauren Faust's word. There was never gonna be any more Alicorns. Celestia and Luna were it. But now the gateway is open. Now Alicorns are no longer this really, really high and mighty thing that are untouchable and that you just are just mythical beings that are unbelievably powerful to being a dime a dozen. And that's all the time we have for today. Unfortunately, after the last video clip you just saw, my conservative-ass parents just came back from a boat trip, and I had to wrap things up. They don't like anything LGBT, and MLP definitely falls within that umbrella. I mean, I literally just had to sit through my dad spewing about vaccines. Oh no. I do most of the stuff I do in private, and that's why I have a lock on my computer. This is a new channel, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Anyway, that's all from me. Adios, travelers.